Earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It is Moon Wind Fairy here to do your December full moon to full moon message, energy, and vibes general reading. General reading just means if you happen to see this video, there might be a message here for you. If not, I'm just telling a story with the cards. Full moons are all about releasing what no longer serves us. And this is the last full moon of 2025. So I think we need to do some house cleaning, some soul cleaning. Let's get rid of that stuff. We don't need it to bring in 2026. All right, let's see what we got going on. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Wands represent our energy, our enthusiasm, and our passion. Knight of Wands is about freedom. He's about fun and adventure. Courageous, energetic, charming, hero, rebellious, hot-tempered, free spirit. And that is your vibe for this full moon to full moon journey, is free spirit. So let's see what's going on. What is the energy around you or coming towards you? This also can be no commitment. So kind of feels like maybe you need to release being free-spirited, or maybe, you know, now moving into 2026, maybe if you're in a relationship, you might want more of a commitment. But I'm just going to say free spirit as it is. The energies around you are coming towards you. So the energy around you are coming towards you is strength. So it's very karmic. This is taming the beast within. And so that kind of goes along with the free-spiritedness maybe needing to be tamed. Maybe you're needing to commit to something or to someone. This is also healing. And it's also about inner strength. Because you got Nine of Wands. Wands represent energy, enthusiasm, and passion. Nine of Wands is persevering against the odds. It's being resilient. So it's kind of like you're doing something and you're having to be resilient all the time. And then you got Page of Cups. Cups represent relationships, emotions, and feelings. Page of Cups is very much about the inner child. It's about believing in the magic of the first kiss and all that good stuff. So far I'm getting, the vibe is definitely free spirit, but it might be needing to release that, maybe needing to become more committed to yourself, to your goals, to a person, to a relationship, to a job. Maybe that's it. Or maybe you are needing to release commitments so that you can be free-spirited. You can go either way. You can figure out which works for you. So let's see what is emerging, transforming, and healing. Interesting. Okay. What is emerging is Two of Cups. Cups represent relationships, emotions, and feelings. So this is the commitment card. This is engagement. This is, you know, deepening the emotional connections to those around you. And it could mean the commitment card. So maybe that's where you're at. Now, what is emerging, what's transforming is Nine of Pentacles. Pentacles represent our hearth and home and how we make our monies. This is independence. This is being independently successful. This is creating a comfortable, safe, and secure home, relationships, life, that on your own, you're doing that. So this could be the single card. Just saying. Because what's healing is the Tower. Because stuff blew up. And it had to. So something in your lives, either recently or it's going to, is going to really kind of make you know what side of the free spirit you should be on. So far in this reading, it really feels like there's some healing of the inner child that needs to be done, because whatever you're wanting to commit to or not wanting to commit to you've had to persevere. But what's emerging is kind of like the need or the desire to connect with people. You want that connection. at the same time, you still probably want your independence. And I think that is because you came away from something that blew up. Let's see what is solution, outcome, and future. Wow. Solution is 10 of Wands. Wands represent energy, enthusiasm, and passion. Got lots of wands here. So we're dealing with this full moon probably a lot about your energy, your enthusiasm, and what you're passionate about. And again, free spirit. Now, is it releasing the free spirit or committing, or is it not committing? You figure it out. But what is the solution is 10 of Wands is a burden. It's being, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's too much responsibility. So in that case, maybe you're not wanting to have that free spiritedness. Maybe you're wanting, but you still want your independence, which makes sense, But the outcome is 2 of Pentacles. Pentacles represent hearth and home and how we make our monies. You might need to ask for help. Have somebody help you carry this load. And that's going to create balance. That's what you need. You're going back and forth, either committing, not committing. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I continue? Yeah. So you want balance in your life. And then the future is the Empress. Fertile new beginnings, very focused on unconditional love for self and others. This is nurturing. This could be a pregnancy. This could be something to do with starting a new business, a new relationship that's going to really blossom. So in a way, I feel like maybe it feels like you're not wanting to be this free-spirited all the time and this no commitment. It feels, but you still want your independence. We're such complex creatures, aren't we? All right, let's see what is the final outcome or what needs to change. The Sun, the final outcome is joy, optimism, happiness, all the good stuff. So yeah, it's free spirit is your vibe for my earth signs, but it's either committing to being free, or it is committing to either a lifestyle, habits, goals, a relationship, something like that. But having these two right next to each other is kind of interesting because this is really wanting and needing to connect to people, and this is independence. But you got strength here, and that's healing. It's kind of like taming the beast within. So I feel like you're kind of wrestling with that. But ultimately, I think you really want to have something solid. All right, Taurus, got 2 of Swords. You got a difficult choice to make, but you know the answer. And Virgo, 10 of Wands twice. You got that burden. You take on way too much responsibility. And, that makes sense, too. You taking on the responsibilities, and maybe somebody isn't committing or whatever. And Capricorn, 8 of Cups. Cups represent relationships, emotions, and feelings. 8 of Cups, you need to walk away from what no longer serves your purpose to a more purposeful way of being. So for my earth signs, the vibe is free spirit. You figure out if you're letting that go or if that's what you're needing. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. You have a blessed and beautiful full moon to full moon journey. I'll talk to you soon. Blessings and love.